I got coffee because I'm sick of this shit. So, I have a genuine question. What is Sony's plan for Knull? Because the entire idea behind the Venomverse, right, is that there is no Spider-Man because they don't want to cross the streams and mess up the cash cow that they've got going on with Marvel. Even though they've threatened to pick up their ball and go home on multiple occasions, right? It's one of the reasons why they drop that big tag at the beginning of all their films in association with Marvel, because the Marvel brand is still a draw, even though a lot of people know their movies are going to be absolute fucking ass. But let's take a step back and let's look at the current universe that exists. You've got all three Venom films. You've got Morbius, you've got Madam Web, and you've got Craven the Hunter. There's has been nothing that has occurred that connects these films in any way, shape, or form. Outside of the poster of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in at the end of Morbius, we really haven't gotten any hints of active spider, well, outside of Madam Web, but that's a special case in and of itself. But we haven't got any hints of any active spider people in any of the Sony films. Now at the end of Venom 3, you introduce Knull, and you have the people doing press for this film saying that Knull's introduction here is going to lead to something big. What big? Because at no point in time do I believe Marvel would even dare take a second to introduce Knull in any of their core films going forward. Not going to be mentioned in Captain America Brave New World. Not going to be mentioned in Thunderbolts. If we ever fucking get a Blade film, he ain't going to get mentioned there. Uh, we're not doing Eternals 2. What else do we have? There's not another Deadpool film on the set. What the fuck are all the films that are coming out for Marvel in general going forward? We've got Avengers Secret War, which isn't going to. No, I'm sorry, they changed the title for that. Avengers Doom Apocalypse, whatever the hell the other Avengers film is going to be, and then the end of it being Secret War. No ain't appearing in any of that shit, which means we have to sit back and wait for Sony to build some type of new Venom verse around Venom being dead and gone at the end of this film. Maybe he'll come back. He'll find a way if they actually want him to come back. But for all intents and purposes, Venom is gone at the end of this film. The linchpin is gone. What is it? What did Deadpool call it? Your anchor being. Your anchor being is gone, which means this universe is just spiraling down the drain. But are we supposed to believe that Craven the Hunter, Morbius, Vulture, who ended up in this universe, which is never referenced again in any way, shape, or form outside of Morbius, because it really felt as though Morbius was building towards something until it flopped, and then they had to cancel any idea for Sinister Six. So you've got Vulture, Morbius, you've got Craven the Hunter, you've got Madam Web, you've got her three acolytes, you've got that one evil dude if they decide to bring him back. You don't have a Peter Parker. You don't have a Venom. The end of this film literally killed off like 15 symbiotes. What's the plan? What story are we gonna tell with Knull? Is it gonna be King in Black? But then how do you do King in Black without Sentry? How do you do King in Black without Peter Parker? How do you do King in Black without Venom? How do you do King in Black without Carnage? How are you going to do and adapt the King in Black story? Because this is a character that is a cosmic threat, the most dangerous being in the room. The Venomverse has not introduced anything on the cosmic side outside of Knull. This would be the equivalent of, let's say they make a Venom 4. In Venom 4, Knull shows up, And Venom's like, I have a friend. And the Living Tribunal shows up with the Cosmic Rod and just smites Knull and calls it a day. No build up, no introduction. He just shows up. Venom just as though it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He used his lifeline and he fucking calls up the Living Tribunal. Living Tribunal shows up, smites Knull, goes about his business, going back to sitting on his chair watching over all of creation. What are we doing? Because I'm trying to narratively in my mind set up some type of path that Sony can take to build this universe. Because is the idea going to be more symbiotes are going to keep showing up on Earth like Autobots? And eventually there's going to be like a war, just like in the comic books with what was that? It was like Venom War. It was the version where the symbiotes all landed in Manhattan and everybody got a symbiote and like everybody was boxing with each other. Is that what we're going towards? Like everybody's gonna get a symbiote? But then we kind of prove that the United States military has the weapons to basically annihilate symbiotes. It's not as though at the end of this they're somehow friends with the aliens. All of the friendly aliens that we've essentially received on Earth in this series are dead. So, what are we gonna do? It just kind of feels as though Nola's going to show up as this bad guy in one film and then just instantaneously die, or he's gonna show up and he's gonna get hit with like talk no jutsu and become like, instead of King in Black, he'll become like no King in Light or some shit and go off and protect the universe or some garbage. I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever. But I do know that whatever it is that they decide to do, whatever they're cooking up over there at Sony Studios, I'm here to tell you right now, it's going to suck. Not only is it going to suck, it's going to do really fucking bad. And it's probably not going to honor the characters in any way, shape, or form. But what plans you got? What plans do you believe Sony currently has to bring this character to life? To make him as big of a threat as Thanos, which is something that they also said in splash myself in the interviews talking about the character of Knull and how he's going to essentially be operating within whatever the hell is coming after Venom. What the hell is coming after Venom? Is he coming back? Are we getting Agent Venom? Are we going to be doing the anti-Venom storyline? What's it going to be? Who knows? All we can do is sit and wait and cry as they continue to fuck up these characters.